Call the committee meetings for the Hamblen County Legislative Body to order on this March 9th, 2026. I will ask all commissioners to please make sure that you have your mics on before we proceed. One, unfortunately, a sad note to pass along. Our attorney, Chris Capps, his wife's father, Chris's father-in-law, has passed away. And so Mr. Capps will not be here with us tonight. So if you notice him not here, he is attending to family matters.
Jim Susan, you know him, don't you? Jim Susan.
Yeah.
Him and James. That's cool, James.
Okay, we're going to start with our Justice Center Public Safety Committee, and I'll call on Chairman Tim Horner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll call the Justice Center Public Safety Committee to order. Anyone wishing to address may do so at this time. You'll have 3 minutes. Seeing none, item 3A, old business, there is none. Item 4A, Justice Center project update, Jaron Dolewater, Burwell Construction.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It looks like things are moving along over at the Justice Center. There's lots of vehicles out in front. We're seeing a lot of movement. I'm being a little vague on purpose here, but they are moving. They are starting to move in. If we're dealing just with the construction side, which is where I stand, the only outstanding items that we're really looking at was some doors being replaced with stains that didn't match throughout the courtrooms. All that's taking place this week. So tomorrow and the next day, they'll be replacing all those doors. The perforated doors that were at the Sally Port, those are being replaced this Thursday, Friday. Next week, as people, equipment, things like that are being installed, brought in, Blaine Construction has got 2 electricians, 2 plumbers on site, just to deal with any of the minutia that may take place. If something's not working, there's people there to help immediately. If there's any other items beyond that, they have everybody on speed dial ready and queued up to be there as quickly as possible to help with this transition over the next week. Besides that, building looks beautiful, and I think everybody is ready to get in and start utilizing the space.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Commissioner Gregg?
Sorry.
Quick question. I know I've asked several times, and you probably are not the one to stick with a question, but any idea on our negotiations on what I shall call as the expenses that I think the taxpayers shouldn't have to bear, that the contract attorney was hired for? I've seen bills, but I haven't seen a report. So any updates?
There's no final updates, but everything is in heavy negotiations at this point. So now that we're finalizing, we know where we're at with the project overall. We're hoping to find some resolutions here shortly.
What percentage are you at now of being done?
With the project?
Yes, sir.
The project is near complete. I mean, you've got people moving in.
So 97, 98, 99?
You're primarily done. It's just punch list items that are being dealt with.
What are you dealing with as far as punch list items?
What I mentioned, those doors being replaced this week, as well as those, all doors, the doors that were having issues. And any little items that are coming up that they're finding right now, they have people on standby to help.
Any issues with anything else that besides what you've mentioned?
Not that I know of.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see. I'm anxious to see the report from the negotiations, because I'm one taxpayer that feels like not that a lot of that should not be the taxpayer's responsibility. We went from 75 million to 106 the last time I looked, and that's expensive. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
To clarify that, we were never at 75 million. I don't know where that figure came from, but I think that was floated out there by another group. Any more questions?
Mr. Neesmith?
What's the deal on those louver doors? What, are you taking those louver doors out?
It's like the garage doors, yeah, they're being replaced.
Who's paying for that?
It'll be part of those negotiations with the architect.
Part of the negotiation.
Yes.
Should negotiations be through before you move into jail? After the fact?
It's a good question.
They're ongoing at this point. There's no finalization there. That's all I can offer.
Commissioner Green?
Point of clarification, ex-Mayor Britton came up with that 75 million, Mr. Chairman.
On the 75 million came from the bids. When we were getting the bids, they were suggesting they would hit between 68 and 75 million dollars. That was the initial. The first bid that we got was 88 million dollars. So it was never 75. It was a suggested idea from our architects that suggested that we would hit 75 million dollars or less. COVID hit, the price went up. And it's just misinformation when she states 75.
Thank you for that clarification.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Horner. Now move over to the Finance Committee, and I'll call on Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Call the Finance Committee to order. Is anybody wishing to address this committee on agenda items only at this time? Seeing none, we will move down to 4A, old business, and there is none. Move to 5, new business. We'll start with 5A. It's a construction change directory, number 5 for the Hamblen County Health Department, $11,989. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, this construction change directive, it has to do with, if you recall, it was changed from a construction or a change order to a construction change directive where they have to prove the cost of what they're spending and what they're doing. What this one is about is the relocation of a gas meter. It takes iron pipe, the plumbing, and all that to redo that. That is what this one is about. It was suggested back in change order number 2 that this wouldn't have to be done, and we changed it over a change order director, a construction change directive. This one is coming to fruition, but it is, again, for the gas lines to be added to accommodate the location of the gas meter. And second to that was some paper towel dispensers that have been added. That is all included in this construction change directive.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Doty. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrell. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 5B will be the bid tabulation for the ITB, the 26-05 Cherokee Park paving project. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, this county, if you recall, we received a grant, a tourism grant that was applied to our Cherokee Park out there, the only county park that we have. It was a 10% match, $110,000 with a 10% match. Most of that has been dispensed. We've dispensed $63,000 of that has been paid out. We have this bid that came in that we're recommending to pave 23 campsites out there. And that bid came in, you can see the discrepancy. One of them was $147,000. One of them was $105,000. Obviously, we're going to go with the $50,000 bid of a local company, and that will be my recommendation, that we accept this bid.
Do I have a motion? Approved. Motion by Commissioner Walker, Do I have a second by Mr. Huntsman? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 5C is the Hamblen County Department of Education Open Settlement Grant Application. I believe Ms. Jamie Green is here to inform us on this.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie Green. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Hamblen County Schools, and I'm here tonight in place of Mr. Bunch, who's meeting with the parents of John Hay Elementary School. Last year, Hamblen County Schools secured a grant from an opioid settlement, a class action settlement, to open up a special center for children who are struggling with behaviors called Transition Academy. That Transition Academy is now up and running. It's a very successful center. Lots of folks are interested in what we're doing to help with rising problems with behaviors. It's also our understanding that the county has received opioid grant monies as well. And we are asking, we've sent in an application, that part of those funds be used to help provide some therapeutic play equipment at the Transition Academy. The reason we are asking for opioid money is because we were able to draw a direct connection between the opioid epidemic effects on our community and the increased behaviors in kids. For many reasons. Sometimes they're born dependent upon the drugs. Sometimes their parents struggle with drugs and they're being raised by grandparents, or their parents are in and out. Either way, a lot of the students in our community are experiencing what we call adverse childhood experiences due to the opioid epidemic. That therapeutic playground equipment will be used as part of their behavior therapy. It's how they get out and learn to cooperate with each other, learn to communicate better. We have used the extent of our grant on personnel for that center, and so we do not have any more funds to spend to build them this play area, and so we were hoping to partner with you all to make that happen for the Transition Academy.
Any discussion?
Ms. Green,
Yeah.
when does this, I mean, does this take place during the school day? Is it
Does.
part of the
Yes,
learning
sir.
process?
Yes, sir. So students are, they go through a very rigorous therapeutic process that includes lots of data collection. I'm sort of building a case study behind each kid to see what they need. And if we feel like a child reaches the point that they really need to be removed from the general school setting where they can be provided with a more therapeutic setting, in a smaller class size situation where one of our registered behavior technicians can work closely with them, they can do what we call a transition to the Transition Academy for a certain amount of time, receive the kind of therapy they need, and that therapy is geared toward transitioning them back into the general school setting eventually once they gain some of those skills, once they kind of learn how to regulate some of those behaviors.
Is this for all students, K
It's
through
open
12?
to any student. You do not have to be special ed. You just have to go through the data collection process. I believe what the application, and again, it's Mr. Bunch's application, it's a $60,000 application, which would pay for all the equipment and any site management that might need to happen to make this a reality for kids.
Mr. Huntsman?
Is this all gonna be built and put on school property?
Yes,
And where's that gonna be?
the Transition Academy is housed at Miller Boyd Alternative School. I don't know if you guys are all aware that we purchased the old United Auto Workers building that used to be up there beside Miller Boyd. So we have more of a campus footprint up there now. And yes, it would be built. It would essentially be like a therapeutic playground on that site.
And how many new people are you gonna have to hire?
We won't have to hire anybody for the playground equipment. We've already hired our staff. We already have the school, and the center is already in place. They just don't have any outdoor equipment.
So will the teachers then take care of, let the kids out for their playtime?
Yes, and like I said, it's, for these kids in particular, it's actually part of their behavior therapy. So their behavior technician will be watching them, teaching them social skills, helping them cope with peers, and all of that is part of to try to get them back in the regular school setting.
And then will the teachers basically determine who needs that help? And nothing
Yes.
of it by the teachers, right?
Yes, it's on a case-by-case basis, yes.
Any other discussion?
Question, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Doty?
Just a question. You said a figure of $60,000. All I can find in the paperwork is $40,000.
Did they ask for the 40? I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, it was 40. At one point, there was 60, and then they went to 40. So it is 40. Thank you for correcting me
It's
on
40, and is this an addition to our maintenance effort or one time?
that. No, this is one time. Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Commissioner Green,
He answered exactly what I wanted to know, if that was the total.
Yeah, just to
40, so
purchase the equipment.
Thank you.
Commissioner Harville.
Is this something we make a decision on, or will the opioid abatement
Okay,
committee need to make this
good
decision?
question. The opioid abatement committee is no longer. The finance committee is going to be handling for the near future. The finance committee will handle all opioid abatement monies. And currently, we have the money available to honor their requests. About 1.2 inside the semi-restricted funds, where this would go. We have some other commitments that may come that we've done, like jail to work, some things that we use some of that monies, but certainly we have the funds available to do that out of opioid abatement.
Commissioner Walker.
Got a question. Did the city get any abatement money?
Absolutely. We have a memorandum of understanding with the city. In fact, if this committee moves forward, or if it goes to the commission and it's passed, we will then talk with the city and make sure they agree. They have money in this, and we would have to. They would have to agree also as far as that goes.
So could we split it with the city?
Their money is our money. We have their money in our fund. Okay. That's how that's working. It's just a matter of basically letting them know they've got one vote on this as well.
Commissioner Ahern.
What is the fiscal year, Mayor, or the abatement money that we received as far as grants? Do you know?
Let me confer to,
But when does the fiscal year start? When is it? July, July. So
Yeah, July to
will-
June.
And July will be receiving 200 more thousand. Quarterly, oh, okay, so, okay.
Any other?
Hear her response. If you want
her
to.
request was, how often does the money come? Finance Director, Ms. Hale, said we get about $200,000 a year, and it comes in quarterly installments.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just got one.
Commissioner Cord.
So I think it's a great thing, obviously, just if it wasn't funded, how are the kids handled if this wasn't done?
They have outdoor time. The state law requires us to provide them with outdoor time. They just have no equipment. There's no play equipment, and we feel like that's age appropriate. These are elementary students,
Right.
kindergarten through 5th grade, and so right now the teachers are just making it happen outside. Yeah.
Anyone else? Do I have a motion?
Motion we approve.
Motion by Mr. Harville, second by Ms. Ahern. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Green. Go to 5D, be the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department proposal to merge sex offender registry, the SOR, administrative position with the new detective position. Sheriff Mullins?
So currently, Jody Ingram has been our sex offender registry clerk and bookkeeper for several years. She's been to county for the last 23 years, and she has quit and taken another job, resigned, and taken another job at the district attorney's office. We put that job up, and what I'm bringing for this body is to change that position to a detective's position. She will still be taking care of all the sex offenders, all the bookkeeping, and also with the amount of cases we're getting with the SROs, she'll be assigned some school cases that we're getting through the school system. Currently, we've got about 60 to 80 people registered through Hamblen County as a sex offender.
Another benefit to her is she's post-certified, so she can go out and do her own house checks. We don't have to send patrol out. She can do her own, as long as we keep her training up. That's a huge benefit.
So this is not a new this is not a new position. You're just expanding a position.
making that a position, a detective's position, so she can also work school cases as well to take some of the load off.
Gotcha.
Once we took on all the SROs, it's been overwhelming with reports, and she'll take on some of those cases.
Okay.
Ms. Green?
Is there gonna be an
Ms.
additional-
Hale, what does that look like salary-wise? How's it gonna change any? Less, more? Okay. Ms. Green, do you have a question?
Yeah, I couldn't hear the rest of the response. Somebody cut me off over there. I don't know who it was.
Didn't hear a thing
But
over
no, I couldn't hear the full response. My question was, did we have to put additional money? And I caught just a little bit of what Amanda said, but I can't hear it all of it.
$3,500 for the rest of the year.
All right, what about next year?
$7,000.
For total?
That's what she said, yes.
For the-
Yes,
for an
total.
Wait a minute, for an employee, 7,000 a year? Wait a minute.
Increase.
The difference between the positions.
Okay, how much total are we looking at then for that position is my question.
$3,500 for the rest of this year, $7,000 for the rest.
What's the total compensation?
Total cost, is that all they're gonna make a year? 53,000.
That's an entry-level detective's position.
Okay, thank you.
Is any other discussion?
Yes.
Not really a question, just a statement. And as Captain Cribley and Sheriff both have said, this officer will be able to do their own home checks without a uniformed officer there because they're going to be post-certified. So over a time period, doing the 60 checks on a regular basis, this is going to save us more than the $3,500 to $7,000 additional cost per year. You break that down on, 12-month period, the 7,000's less than $600 a month. And we pay a lot more than that right now, I'm sure, for our road officers to be pulled off or detective just to go with them for a home check, just so that they have a uniform and a post-certified officer there. So I think it's a great plan. Super, plus it gives us the extra with the detectives.
We also need to figure in with SROs, there's a lot more coming.
There is a lot more cases coming
with that.
with the SRO in every school. A lot of the SROs are handling their own cases, some cases that they can, but the major cases is coming up to our detectives division.
Is any other discussion?
I have one more question for
Ms.
the
Green?
sheriff, if you would, please. As of right now, if there's a case of abuse or whatever in the schools, who handles that?
If there's a case of abuse,
Yes, sir.
most of the time, if it's anything significant, it moves up to the investigators.
Thank you, sir.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Ahern. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Doty. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go to 5E, the Hamblen County Sheriff's Office proposal to utilize certified bomb dog for the Hamblen County Sheriff's Office and the Hamblen County Department of Education. Call on Deputy Paul Presley, please.
I have brought copies of my proposal. Because what I'm presenting, I believe it's going to affect all of the districts.
Thank you, sir.
everybody have a copy? Okay, that way we've got complete transparency here. But my name's Deputy Paul Presley. I work for the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department. I'm a school resource officer for Russellville Elementary. And if you'll flip, well, if you'll stay on that first page and come on down, I'll introduce myself. That way we've got a better idea. I've been employed with the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department as a school resource officer. Russellville Elementary, I've got 19 years of law enforcement experience. 14 years of that is in canine handling and training. I've handled and helped train 2 award-winning canines where I received special recognition from the state of Tennessee Senate and Morristown City Council. 1 in narcotic detection, 1 in explosive detection. I trained with Naval Special Warfare in Virginia Beach on the development of apprehension dogs. And my first dog, Dano, and we had an active role in the Morristown Special Response Team, where I was canine handler and team leader. I'm also an Army combat veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. While in Iraq, I worked with 10th Group Army Special Operations Command, supported their intelligence gathering missions on the ground, finding and locating IEDs or improvised explosive device, or, you know, if you remember during the Bush era, it was roadside bombs. That's what they called it. But I've personally witnessed and experienced what these devices can do to residents, to schools and churches in a small community like ours. So I've seen a lot of turmoil go on, but the proposal I have is to place a single-purpose explosive detection dog with the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department and also with the school system. You know, we've got a lot of schools, probably at least 1 in each of your districts, but the current situation that we have right now is that the Hamblen County and the Hamblen County school system relies on the services and support of the Morristown Police Department. If you get a threat in any place, we have to call MPD. And, you know, you've got a little bit of a time lapse there. And then we usually, depending on the size of the structure, we'll call other people from Jefferson City, Jefferson County. But currently, the canines belonging to the MPD, this is changed in the Jefferson City Police Department, are in their senior years and looking at retirement, with one of them, you know, possibly being, well, he was euthanized. I won't reveal which one it was for security reasons. But right now, this county, it's sitting without an explosive detection dog. So what happens when we get those threats? Well, as law enforcement officers, we contain the area, and then we pretty much sit on it, you know. And this is going to increase our time, you know. You've got kids out on the football field waiting to get back into class. You've got other officers trying to determine, you know, what's the best way to clear the structure. But this is going to add, you know, with us not having this asset, this other tool in our tool belt, you know, it's going to increase wait time 4 hours, you know. And not only if you know, say the officer's off duty in Jefferson County and in the bed, we've got to wait for him to get up and transport the dog up here to Hamblen County, and then, you know, he just don't get out and run in there with him. You know, he has to get there and assess the situation in the best way to secure and clear the facility. But I want to cut down on a lot of this and get to some of the costs I'm proposing. And keep in mind, this is a one-time cost. A cost for a highly trained canine is $21,000 to $120,000. Now you might say, Paul, that's a big gap. Well, $21,000 is going to get you a dog that don't even know its own name. You know, he's going to come straight from Europe. He's going to be here. He's going to have the best bloodlines, the best pedigree you can imagine. And then you look at the high end, $120,000. That's going to be your celebrity protection dogs. You know, that's going to be Joey Aguilar goes to the NFL and has him, a dog that protects him and his family, that's what he's going to pay for it. But other costs that you have is training an officer. By Tennessee state law, you got to have 240 hours with your canine to, maintain the standards and use him. And so you're looking at $6,500 in training an officer, and then you're looking at 8 to 9 weeks that you lose manpower. And then you have the equipment costs, of course, with vehicles and stuff. But what I want to do, I want to, do what I can to help my community, because I've seen what it can do. The solution that I propose, I currently have a 1.5-year-old Belgian Malinois that I purchased from Mike Suttle, who owns Logan Hoss Kennels in West Virginia, as a puppy. Why? Because I like these dogs. I love seeing what they can do. I want one, I just have him as a pet. But I have trained this dog myself personally since he was a puppy through obedience, explosive detection, and minor protection work, But he's 1.5 years. Mike Suttle, the guy I bought him off of, reputable breeder, has nothing but, European bloodline dogs. He is so confident in his puppies that he sells. He gives you a 2-year working guarantee on this dog. In other words, if you have this puppy and you raise him up and keep him in 2 years, I know it's hard to think that we could just give away our friend we've just raised for 2 years, but if he doesn't work, bring him back and get another one. That's how confident he is, and that is not the standard across the working dog community. You might get 6 months to a year, maybe. The canine I currently own, Grimm, as in Grimm's Fairy Tales, has shown not only to me but other canine trainers in the area that he has the drive, the capability, and the mentality to be a single-purpose explosive detection dog with other qualities and roles in the future. And when I say that, I'm school resource officer. This dog's not going to be just utilized for the county. It's going to be utilized for the schools and other places that we have mutual aid interests with. But so what I propose is that we equip the current 2015 Dodge Ram truck that I'm driving with a transport cage for the dog and a heat alarm. Now, a heat alarm is if you have an engine stall, your dog's sitting out there, if it's dead summer of the day, he ain't got no air conditioner. So that's what that heat alarm does, is that it alerts you that, hey, your car's not running, your dog's in there. Kind of like some of the new vehicles, when you cut them off, it says check the back seat for your children. I can't believe we're in a world like that anymore. But, and I've listed on down under this, and I'll get to the cost. Itemized cost, if you come on down under that paragraph, the Elite K9 Easy Rider Transport Cage, $3,899.90. All right, the Ace K9 Heat Alarm, $1,114.99. Yearly certification fees. This is to show you that this dog knows what he's doing. $100 a year to keep him certified through National Narcotic Detector Dog Association. Don't let the name fool you. They also certify explosive dogs too. The total cost of that is $5,114.89. Optional in here, this is just food for thought, is ScentLogic Canine Explosive Training Aids from Elite Canine Allowance, $2,000. Because when we train these dogs for these odors, like anything else, they go bad. I know methods to better help preserve them, keeping them cold and stuff like that, but that's how these companies make money. They expire. And for this dog to maintain his training, you have to keep training him. The state demands 16 hours a month minimal training that you train with your dog. And so I'll come down here. Everybody wants to know about the dog, so I'll list his bio. That's what they ask. Grim von Logenhaus, that's his registered name through a Dutch database, through KMPV Bloodlines. You can put in this number here, this BRN number, and it will pull you up his pedigree back 8 generations to show you that, you know, he has title dogs in his bloodline, and he's from good stock. But he's trained on over 15 odors of explosive material. He's current on vaccinations and microchip, high playful drive. And for me to have him in the school, I've got to have a dog that's kid-friendly, you know. And he's been raised around my children, other people's children, you know, growing up. I take him up to the school with me every now and then, you know, to let him train. And then that way the kids are exposed to him, and he's exposed to the kids. And he's been around the staff, very interactive dog. You know, I believe it would be beneficial to have him. But talking numbers, baseline, if you was to go out and get a dog and have him trained, you know, you're looking at months, you're looking at weeks, you're looking at a minimum cost of around $50,000. $50,000 minus the, you know, well, plus the equipment costs that you got to have for the vehicle, the cage, and all that. And so my conclusion is I'm asking just to outfit my truck where K9 Grimm would stay with me as his handler and accompany me to Russellville Elementary School every morning as my regular duty. So if I'm needed anytime, I can go where I'm needed, you know. And, of course, we'd have somebody cover the school in my absence. So have K9 Grimm with me during my regular duties, be available 24/7 to deploy to any bomb investigation in our county, our city, and our county schools and other law enforcement agencies, you know, that we can help in the Lakeway area.
Mr. Presley, is Grimm already, what level is he in bomb detection?
He is certified and trained and ready to go in bomb detection.
Okay.
I have no, you know, as K9 handlers, and especially as an EOD dog handler, you know, I want to make sure that dog knows what he's doing. You know, I've been to plenty of places. I always had a rule when I'd go places and I'd have my dog search a vehicle or something in the trunk for an explosive device. If that dog told me that no, nothing's there, I was the one that opened it. You know, I wouldn't put nobody else's life in my dog but my own.
There's one thing I do want to say is, you know, being with the school system, when we're trying to figure out what to do with children that stand outside, we had a case this year already. When the weather's bad, you've got to get them outside. So you're outside. Here we are trying to scramble and figure out what we're going to do with kids. So I think a lot of that holdup is getting a dog to the site to clear the school, because you can imagine if one dog's working West High, it's going to take a little while to clear that building.
Yeah.
So if you had 2 dogs, the one for the city and this one, then you could start on both ends and probably clear it. So I would like to say that. Any other discussion? Mr. Richards?
I like the fact that you've had this dog with the kids. Has he been trained in any other, you know, apprehension or anything like that?
He has. See, I kind of seen the dog that the city has. I was a handler for that dog for 7 years, and switching over and coming from the city to the sheriff's department, I kind of seen this coming. You know, you know, I knew that there was going to be a need for this, you know, for an animal. And so instead of getting the dog and training him, you know, and putting him on drugs or something and turn around and selling him, making, you know, some of the money that I listed, I just said, well, I'll train him in bomb detection, because I know this may be something possible that I'd do in the future that we'd be able to use him.
That's all I have.
Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to add that a lot of that will be one-time cost. The cage, the heater detector, all that'll be one-time cost. You're essentially getting a $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 dog for $5,000. So keep that in mind as you mow this over.
I think we need to look at the $7,000, because I think you need those aids to keep him updated. So, Mr. Mayor, where can we come up with this money?
To actually take that from our fund balance to take care of that.
Okay.
We just make a budget amendment and cover this.
Is there any other discussion?
So
Mr.
what's the life of one of these dogs typically?
You know, these dogs, I've seen them work anywhere from 10 to 14 years. Me personally, I like to retire them at 10 years old. That way they've got a chance to be a dog. They can lay around in the house and know that they've done their community well and just be a regular dog. But each dog that I have personally worked, we've retired him at 10 years old.
And I guess the only other thing would be, how's that work on like insurance liability for?
We already have insurance on one now, so.
Okay, that's what.
Anyone else?
One other thought just came aboard here is there it is possible that we could use some opioid money for this as well.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
See if we could do
So
that.
we'll check into that as far as the restricted funds or unrestricted monies to be able to do that.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Ahern. Second. Second by Mr. Huntsman. Any other discussion?
Is this motion for the 5,000 or 7,000?
7,000.
Great.
7,114.89. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr. Presley. We'll move to 5F, discussion of a possibility and the advantages of participating in a non-matching grant program that includes a transportation vehicle for the Hamblen County Sheriff's Office and overtime pay for deputies. Sheriff Mullins?
So this is already a program that we're already federally bound to. We're already doing it, so we might as well get a benefit out of it. So the U.S. Marshals have come to, or excuse me, the head of Homeland Security detainees have come to us, and we already run this program in-house in the jail. All jails do. They have to. So why not get a van out of it? A non-matching, one-time payment of a van, $80,000 to $100,000. And I'll take any questions if you've got them.
And that's it? We've just got to ask for it?
That's it, pretty much. They'll pay overtime if we have to call anybody in to transport to Knoxville. Any other time, that van is at liberty for us to use how we want it. Transporting prisoners, whatever. So as long as it's available to transport illegal immigrants to Knoxville when they need it, then they're okay with it.
Let me add this. So the process is now, if someone's arrested and they come into the jail and they're undocumented, there's an email sent to immigration. They make a determination then if they're going to place a detainer on them. That process won't change if we do this or not. That's going to continue to happen. That's what's happening now. So they'll get an email back that ICE is putting a hold on them. So they'll do their sentence. Once their sentence is over with, 48 hours, they have to come and pick them up. If not, we turn them out the back door. Because they are done with our charges or whoever's charges. This here, with this grant, like Captain said, we get a van fully equipped for transport. We're not held to just using it for that. If we need to use it for ourselves, for prison runs or something of that nature, we can do that as well. So really, nothing changes.
Other than having a van, an outfitted van. For free.
Commissioner Harville, he's first.
Well, it seems like that would save a lot of money on having to transport.
Absolutely.
Use your cars to transport.
Yeah, and on the people, even if we have to call people in that are off, they'll pay the overtime for them to go back and forth to Knoxville. So
Currently, Mr. Harville, we do not do no transportation of illegal immigrants. So once
I was just talking about transport of other prisoners, because
Oh,
you
yes.
because you can use it for that.
Yes, we can use it for anything.
Right, okay.
Wait just a second, one other question. So if we transport illegals to Knoxville, is that a possibility with this van?
yes,
So will they pay the fuel costs and everything?
everything associated with that transport.
They pay
Not any
everything?
transports that we have, but any illegal transport, they pay all the costs.
Commissioner Richards?
How long is this van available for? I mean, with the program quits, do we give the van back?
No, it's ours. We own it after.
It's,
We ask those questions.
okay.
Yep.
Commissioner Green?
He answered my question, but thank you. Thank
Any,
you, sir.
Anyone else?
Again, nothing changes what we have been doing for a long time.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Mr. Doty. I have a second by Mr. Huntsman. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Go to 5G, budget amendment. Amanda Hale, we'll start with G1, Fund 101, Circuit Court of $18,000.
Good evening. The budget amendment before you is for Circuit Court. It is to increase the salary line item for overtime pay and then add additional funds to jury and witness expense. There's enough funds within the deputy line to move that, and then the part-time personnel line.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Harville. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Ahern. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G2, Fund 101, the jail of $18.
This just recognizes a small refund check that we received for inmate medical treatment, putting the money back into the jail's medical and dental services line.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Ahern. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Walker. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G3, Fund 101, the jail for $20,149.03.
As part of our agreement with Trinity Services, which handles our inmate meals, we have some funds available to buy kitchen equipment, and we were able to get some new kitchen equipment for the new building, and we have already received those funds back in, and that recognizes the additional expense and then the offsetting revenue.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Reed. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mr. Richardson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G4, Fund 101, Parks and Fire Boards of $57,320.90.
Some time ago, Commission approved the county to apply for a tourism enhancement grant for Cherokee Park. And again, we have received those funds, those grant monies back in. This recognizes the expense and offsetting revenue.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Walker and a second by Mr. Huntsman. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G5, Fund 101, the Sheriff's Department of $3,500.
This budget amendment is related to the position change that the sheriff spoke to just earlier with the sexual offender registry position, and he has enough within the deputy line to move money this year to cover the offsetting it costs. And there's also additional funds in the benefit line, retirement and medical insurance and things to cover that.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harville. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Huntsman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G6, Fund 101.
Who made that motion?
Mr. Harville.
Mr. Harville.
Okay.
So the next budget amendment there for the sheriff's department for $2,296.69 is for insurance proceeds we got. There was a car accident, and this recognizes the revenue that we received back from the insurance company and offsetting costs to repair that vehicle.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Reed. I have a second by Mr. Huntsman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. G7, Fund 176, Highway Capital Projects, $3,286,570.75.
So there's two parts to this budget amendment. The first is related to last month, the Highway Department brought before you all the spring paving list. So that paving estimated cost was $2.5 million. That money was not budgeted into 176 at the beginning of the fiscal year. Now that the commission has approved that list, we're moving $2.5 million from fund balance to cover those paving projects. The next part of the budget amendment is related to state aid projects. There's 3 of those this year that commission has already approved, back in the fall actually, and the increase is there to cover the cost, and then also the state reimburses us 98%, so the difference is, the 2% is the county's match.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Ahern. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Walker. Any discussion? Mr. Neesmith?
Amanda, how much do we have in that 176 highway? How many $1 million we got in there?
I believe it's just over 3 million, between 3 and 3.5. I'd have to look and get you an accurate number, but it is between 3 and 3.5.
That about depleted, won't it? Won't be much left
For this year.
for this year, till this year's budget. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Green?
Final question, it has nothing to do with that. Where are we at on the audit
The audit will be released on the 11th.
of this month? Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6, you have the items of interest. No action needed on those. Give them a quick look over. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Chairman Long. We move now to the Personnel Committee, and I'll call on Chairman Stan Harville.
Call the Personnel Committee to order. Anyone wishing to address, you'll have 3 minutes. Seeing none, move down to 3A, old business, we have none. 4A, in the new business, the approval of education pay submissions. You see those two on the next page. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Doty. And Jamie. So we have a motion and a second for the approval of education pay submissions. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 4B, the approval of military pay submissions. Again, we have one of those there. You see that? I'll entertain a motion there.
So moved.
Mr. Horner, motion. Second, Mr. Richardson, thank you. So motion is second for the approval of military pay submissions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Harville. We'll move now to the Calendar Rules Committee. We'll call on Chairman Thomas Doty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll call the Calendar and Rules Committee meeting to order. Do we have any visitors wishing to address the committee about agenda items only? You may do so now. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Item 3A, old business, we have none. Item 4A, new business, we have a review of the regular calendar items, and we need to have a vote of those on the Calendar and Rules Committee. We have added item 7F, which is the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department grant for the transport van. And I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Ahern. Thank you very much. Will be 7.
7G.
So it's 7G?
We'll change it to 7G then.
Okay. Thank you.
Change it to 7G. We'll just add it in to the very end. Does that change the motion and seconds decisions? No? Any discussion on this? We'll call for the vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, item 4A, the review of the regular calendar items with the addition of 7G, Hamblen County Sheriff's Department grant for transport vehicle. Do I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Horner, thank you, sir. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4B is a review of the consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Ahern. Any discussion on the consent calendar items? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with no items of interest. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman Doty. Appreciate everyone's attendance tonight. We have our regular commission meeting on March 19th, 5 o'clock in this room. Look forward to everyone being there. We stand adjourned.